Emily here, otherwise known as That Mom with a Laser, and also the brand ambassador for Eon Laser USA. And today is going to be my first official warehouse vlog. I've never done a vlog before. You guys are used to me just kind of telling you what project we're gonna make, and then we make the project and then we're done. But that's getting harder to do. So I figured this is gonna be a series where I just kind of talk to you guys about the journey of getting a warehouse and building the now product side of my business. So to bring you up to speed, That Mom with a Laser is really very much a digital business right now. I've got my course and I do a lot of stuff with education. I work with Eon Laser USA, and I haven't been able to continue selling physical products for a little while because it just became too much. But anyhow, and if you want to get up to speed, watch this video here. But today, I thought I would just fill you in on where we are now. It's January 25th, 2023, and there's a lot going on. So let's see, I'm running into, I guess what you want to call roadblocks or things that I didn't expect I'd run into, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I'm just doing my best to embrace it at the moment. So as you guys know, I'm starting a new product line, okay? And the first hiccup I ran into is that when I started to put these products out there, my audience and my followers were confused, because now when I shifted into, you know, education and all that kind of stuff in the industry, I had to let go of my customers, people who have no interest in the laser world at all. So when I started to put my new products out there, everybody was confused. Like my laser followers, they're like, I want to buy the digital files, and I'm like, no, these are my physical products, so I'm not selling the digital files, and I've confused everybody. I'm sorry. That's just part of the learning process. So part of me is like, wow, nothing is moving and nothing is really selling, and it's not because my products aren't great, but it is because the algorithm is sending my stuff out to the wrong person. So this is a part where I have to like step back and kind of reevaluate my plan and pivot, right? I'm not gonna sit here and like mope, you know, nobody's buying my products. We don't do that here, okay? We're in this to make business, you know, to make a business, and there's always ups and downs in the business journey. So I wasn't expecting that, and that's fine. It just means I have to reevaluate my plan and pivot. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna separate That Mom with a Laser from my finished goods. So I'm gonna start a brand new business from scratch, which is very intimidating and a lot of work. But again, I am doing this because I wanna help you guys, and I know that I can do it. I know that I can do it, period. Watch me, okay? And no pressure, because I've told the whole world, right? So I have to come up with a new business name. I have to, you know, buy the domain. I have to come up with a logo, come up with my branding. What kind of colors am I gonna use for this product line? Choose the fonts that I'm gonna use so my branding is nice and consistent, and then list my products and then start to get them out there from scratch. So there's a lot of work ahead, and that's okay. So I just kind of decided this in the last like 48 hours. I've been talking to some of my friends, and many of them are like, you just have to start a new business and build it from scratch. And that's kind of a good thing. Why is that a blessing in disguise? Because I don't want you guys to watch me and be like, oh, well, of course she's selling products. Of course she's doing well. She's got all these followers. Well, newsflash, all of my followers, as much as I love them, are not people who want to buy my products, right? So, since I decided in the last 48 hours that I was gonna do this, I have to come up with a business name, or, you know, I have to come up with a business name. And I do not want analysis paralysis to slow me down. I don't wanna like overthink what is gonna be the name of this business. I'm gonna come up with something quick and keep moving. That's the AC. I don't know how the sound and the echo is gonna be. I'm still figuring out that part of recording video here at the warehouse, so bear with me, I'll figure it out. Okay, so step number one, come up with a business name as fast as I can. And I figured the easiest way is for me to kind of look into my family, because my family drives me and they inspire me and they push me. You know, even if they're not physically pushing me or mentally, like in my own heart and mind, if I attach it to my family somehow, it inspires me to, you know, do the best that I can. So I started with my kids' names, and I was like, no, there's nothing that's working because I have too many kids. Like, what possessed me to have 3? I don't know. So I couldn't find anything I liked there, and then I thought, okay, well, let me think about towns that my mom grew up in, my dad grew up in. For those of you that don't know, my father passed away when I was a little girl, and so, you know, there's a lot of sentiment there. So I called my brother and I was like, okay, tell me about different towns that dad grew up in and help me come up with something. So my father grew up in a little town in Argentina called Villa Angela. And now I can't name the business that because people won't be able to pronounce it, but maybe I can like do a spin-off of it, okay? Spin-off of it, right? My uncle, my dad's brother, he affectionately thinks of that time in his childhood. He has even written a chamamé, which is like an Argentinian folk style of music about Villa Angela. And when he tries to explain it to us, oops, sorry about that. When he tries to explain it in his limited English, his translation is Angelville. So I was like, okay, I like that. I can work with that. So that's what I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be Angelville Gift Co. Done. I'm not overthinking it, got that out of the way. Then the next thing I have to do is come up with a logo. So I'm gonna hop into Canva and play with fonts. They also have like free logo stock photos that I can use. I'm gonna start there. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna come up with a color palette that I like, come up with a font combination for the logo, and if I ever wanna rebrand my logo or even the business name in the future, I'll tackle that later on. Right now, I gotta get moving, I gotta get started. So that's what I'm gonna do in Canva. And here's the thing, I love Canva. They've got lots of places to start from, but if you choose a logo in Canva, keep in mind that this is a public logo that anybody else could knock off or use. All right, so I can't get mad in the future if other people start using the same logo because I don't own it. So I already know now, one day I will, if I don't change the name, if I stick to the name, I will at least change the logo so that it is a custom logo designed for Angelville Gift Co., okay? But that's the first item of business. Come up with a business name, come up with a logo, decide on the color scheme and the fonts that I'm gonna use so I have my marketing plan in place. Another thing that I have to do is secure the domain. Like, oh my goodness, do not, if there's one thing that I would have done better in the beginning when I started TMWAL, I would have secured the domain immediately. .co, .com, .org, .net, all the dots, okay? Because you never know where your business is going to go. I had no clue. I had no clue that Mom with a Laser would turn into what it has become today. And had I known that then, I would have secured the domain right away, because you don't ever want anybody to extort you or take your domain name and use it against you, or it's just no fun. You also need to secure the domain. Do not, listen, learn from me, okay? If you're just starting a business and you know the business name, one, make sure that it's not a name that's already owned by somebody else. That's another big no-no. And you don't want to run into that if you don't know. Try to do as much research as you can, and then secure the domain, okay? You never, here's the thing, don't look at yourself and as your business as it is now, look at it as it will become, okay? Because you don't want your business to blow up and then find that somebody else bought your domain because you didn't buy it and you just went through like an Etsy shop or whatever. Don't ask me how I know, but it's not fun business, and people will try to extort you for your business name once it has value and worth, okay? So get the domain name, get the business name, get the branding in place, secure the domain, then start building out the website and branding it to list products and to list products. That's the plan here. So it's gonna be Angelville Gift Co. And now that I have a name, now I need to come up with a logo. So I'm gonna hop into Canva. If you guys follow me, I love Canva. It's such a great software. And they've got a lot of simple and free logos that I can kind of work off of. So I'm gonna go in there, try to find fonts for the branding, a color scheme for the branding, and a logo. Now, this is something that I'm not gonna put too much time and effort into, again, because I want to get the ball rolling and I don't want overthinking this stuff to slow me down. So because I'm going to go the Canva route, I know that the stock photos that I use are stock photos that somebody else could, you know, copy or duplicate later on. I'm already accepting that, and I'm prepared that down the road I'm going to have to rebrand the logo. Might even rebrand the business name, I don't know, but one day I'm probably gonna have to update my logo. So step 1, come up with a business name. Step 2, come up with the branding and the logo, including the color scheme and fonts that I'll be using so that I'm consistent in all of my branding on my website, on my emails that I send my customers, announcements that I make on social media, you name it, I wanna have that all in place, okay? So what else am I gonna do? Once I list those products, if they don't start moving, which I don't think they will right away because it's, you know, ground floor kind of thing, I'm gonna have to be the voice and spread the word about the fabulous new products people can buy. So I'm probably going to announce it on, you know, to my personal Facebook friends, on social media. I might try, I've never run, I shouldn't say never, but I don't feel like I've ever really run a Facebook group for like finished products. I might consider building a Facebook group that way. Now these are free ways to market your products and business. I don't want to move into paying for advertising and things of that nature just yet because I feel like that's what I would not have been able to do when I was first starting. So that's how That Mom with Laser became That Mom with Laser. I needed to spread the word about myself and I didn't have money to pay for marketing and advertising, so I got to social media, okay? So I will spread the word on social media, but I think I'm also going to look at a map of my city and try to find small mom and pop shops that sell to the public. And I'm gonna put together a catalog. I'll probably use Canva to do that too. Maybe get some samples, and I am gonna go door to door and show them what I have to offer them. I might even try to come up with products that are local based. You know, I live near Fort Lauderdale. I'll put that into the product to, you know, see if small shops want to pick that stuff up. So it is time for Mom to roll up her sleeves, and I'm ready. That's the plan as of January 25th. Will it change? Possibly, probably, but that's okay. That's what vlogging is all about, right? I just let you know how it goes as it goes. Hey Sarah, can you say hi? So Sarah is my operations manager, and she's officially come on board. So you're gonna see her in the background often. I love it. She was asking me, she's like, do you mind, you know, am I gonna be like distracting you? Or is she distracting you? I don't think so. Do you think you're distracting them? You're like teeny tiny. Even so, they're fine, okay? So you're gonna see Sarah often in the background because my team is growing, so that's exciting. All right, so what are we doing today? Today, like I said, it's January. I wanna get ahead for products for Easter. Easter's gonna come here, and I know the wave is coming. The wave of business is coming, and I wanna be ready. So today we're gonna be testing out some products. I do have these adorable ornaments that I made. Let me focus that for you. My team and I developed like this whole monogram set for Christmas, and I'm gonna repurpose them for Easter. So I went to Michael's, I grabbed me some you know, staging stuff, so we'll restage the photos for Easter. And I also am testing out some Easter baskets and leather wrap today. So let's get to it. All right guys, so it's been a long day at the warehouse. I'm back home and I'm ready to tackle the branding and logo portion of creating this new business. So I'm gonna use Canva. Canva is an incredibly valuable free resource that I have used for a very long time. They do have a paid version and I do pay for it now, but I would say for at least the first year and a half of my business, I used it for free because the free version is awesome. There's a lot of value in it. So what do I use Canva for? Canva is great for creating anything that you need digitally, whether that is a presentation, a flyer, a graphic for announcing something on your Instagram or your social accounts. I use it. You can see here, I make announcements for when my course is running. I make my YouTube thumbnails. I make thank you cards for my business, social graphics for social media, announcements and graphics for my Facebook group. I mean, here, this is kind of cool. If you're working on a product, you can create an overlay. Let me show you here. For your listings in Etsy, you know, these are different options, whatever. You can overlay the text on your graphics. I even use it for my kids. Like yesterday, my son came home with a review for math, but it was all filled out. So I copied the questions and I changed the number values to test him again. So I've been here playing with a logo already, and I'm going to show you how I got to where I ended up. And hopefully you guys like what I came up with, but even if you don't, I'm not changing it. It's done. I gotta keep moving. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna look for business logo. You can type in whatever you want. Let's say you wanted, I don't know, Instagram story for Valentine's Day. It will come up with templates that you can use on your social account. It's great, but I'm looking for a business logo. So I'm gonna put up business logo and see what comes up. I'm gonna start with a blank template, but you can see here already things that already kind of have been drafted for me, and you can, you know, edit it to customize it. So I'm gonna start with a blank canvas here and search through the different logo options. See what I like. And now the one that I did like when I was testing it, oh, here. So like this was one of the first ones that caught my eye. I was like, oh, this is cute. What if I put AV for Angela Ville and I change this here to Angela Ville Gift Co. That's a start. Let me go ahead and look up some other ones. And I thought, okay, well, it's Angela Ville. Maybe I can find like a little village or a little house. So I just typed in house and see what comes up with the logos. And here are some different options. This one's a small house. That's kind of cute. Gift Co. Maybe. I don't know yet. So I'm just going to play with it and see what I find. That's kind of pretty. But again, all right, here's the thing. Remember, I told you, if I'm going to pick something from here, these are stock photos to any Canva user. So I know that I'm probably going to have to adjust my logo later on so that it can't be something that somebody else could copy and use. Okay. Or I can try to build it out by myself. Let's see what happens. If I go to elements and I look up cute house. I don't like any of these. Let me see all. Okay, just a tip here. If you see the little like crown, that means you have the pro account. But everything that doesn't have the crown is free. Okay, that's a cute little house there. If I want to see more, I would click on see all. Again, I am picking the ones that are all like pro accounts. But I promise you, if you search, you'll find some really cute ones that are free. Oh, that's kind of cute. Too much. Okay. I don't know. I know that I really like this swooping thing here. And I like the idea of a little house. The one that I ended up choosing was a little different. Let me see if I type in tall, cute house. What comes up? No. Here she is. Okay. So this is the one that I ended up choosing. And I was like, okay, well, what if I took the swoop? Because I really like this heart swoopy thing. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab this and this. I'm going to copy it. And what if I somehow attached it to my little house? Now that I like. That's kind of cute. It's like the house is like emitting love. This I can work with. I like it. But there's still some things that I would adjust. Like these windows, you know, I showed it to a couple of my friends, and Heather from Lobo Designs and Crystal from Riley Black Designs, they were like, they love it, but the windows are driving them crazy. And I agree with them. So how do we fix that? I am going to change the background to make it white. And then, now listen, this is me self-teaching myself. So if you're a Canva expert or whatever, graphic design expert, don't get mad at how I got to the end result here. Okay, so I am going to look in elements. I'm going to look for a square or rectangle. This will work. And I am going to hide. I'm going to make this smaller, drag it over here, and hide these windows. I'm going to duplicate that and hide these two because they're not cute. And then I am going to change the color to white. So now those little houses are hidden. I'm going to group it all together. This should sound a little familiar, right? It's kind of like what we do in Lightburn often. Then I'm going to take the house, duplicate it again, and crop it. And all I want is one of these little windows. Alrighty, done. And I'm going to come in here. Oh, no. I want this one ungrouped. I just want the window. I don't want these rectangles. Okay. And then I'm just going to put them right here. Duplicate you. Duplicate you. And I don't know what I did there. But you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of creating the illusion to make windows that are all the same. And then you see Canva ever so kindly lines everything up for you. And there we go. Look at me. Okay, I'm going to make my little heart. Kind of touch the tip there a little better. And voila, I think I have a logo. Yes. Now, I already went into this mentally telling myself, don't overthink it. So it's cute. Could I sit here and overthink it and try a bunch of different houses? I could, but I'm happy here. I'm going to keep moving. So this is how I made my logo. So now, and I think this might be a feature of the Pro account too. And sorry if it is. I should confirm, but I don't know. I am going to convert it as an SVG. Yeah. Converting as an SVG is a Pro feature, but you could convert it as a PDF and then take it into Lightburn and turn it into an SVG. So there's always a workaround, okay? So I'm going to save this as an SVG. And for those of you wondering, Canva is about, I should know this. I don't know this off the top of my head. I think it's $11.99 a month. I'll confirm. Okay, so I'm going to open that up and then I'm going to come over here to Lightburn. And here you're going to see it looks really wonky. And that's because of all the cropping I did and the rectangle. So I need to clean all that up so I can have my finished product here. So I don't know what that is. Basically, I'm going to come in here and delete all the weird things. So this is probably because I cropped the house. So these are other outlines of the house that I'm deleting. And I know if you're an Adobe Illustrator person or an expert here, you're going to think I'm crazy, but this is how mom gets it done. All right. All right. So a lot of overlapping stuff. First, I need to get rid of all my little rectangles that hid the windows. And now you can see my windows are overlapping. But not only that, nothing is welded together. Look at this. Even my little leaf here isn't welded together. So now I'm going to connect everything. So first I'll connect my roof. Let me group that to this outline. And I'm just going to come over here and weld it. Great. I guess I'll start here with this one and weld that together, then weld it to the house outline. Perfect. My door isn't welded. And I'm using this feature over here, Boolean union of two shapes. But see here, sorry. I did not want to do that. With this one, it's not Boolean union of two shapes because there's more than two shapes. So I have to use this one, weld all selected shapes together. And then I can grab the house and Boolean union of two shapes there. Okay. So I'm just going to play with this until I have it ready to go. Okay, so I'm just about done here, but these windows are a little wonky. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing with these guys to get them to cooperate. So you'll notice if I grab this out here, it's separated from this one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm going to select both of them. Actually, let me slow down here. If I do not group these together and I just try to weld it together, like you see here, that happens. I don't want that to happen. I need the lines there. So instead, I'm going to grab this outer layer and the inner layer, and I'm going to group it together. Now, if I grab the outer layer, which it's not, don't let me select it now. What happened here? So I have to select the outer layer, select the inner layer, group it together. Okay. Then I'm going to grab one of my little lines and weld it together. Then I can grab that whole shape and grab the other line and weld it together. Now, instead of doing that with all of these, I'm just going to get rid of all of these other guys. So I don't need them. And I'm going to drag over them just like that. Get rid of it. Get rid of this one. And to make my life easy, I'm just going to grab this guy right here and duplicate him. Okay, I don't know why the whole thing is highlighting and I can't grab this one guy. Annoying. Why does it do that? If you know, let me know in the comments below. So, what am I going to do? All right, I'm going to grab the house, grab all of these inner parts there, grab all of that, and group it together. I'm missing my little dot here. Group that together. And now it's letting me grab the house. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it just like that. And this way I didn't have to weld and edit all of them. Then I'll select, see, it's doing the wonky thing. I'm going to move this house over, duplicate, move them over, and back in business. All right, there we go. Now I have my little logo. So now I can save it and save it as an SVG. I mean, I can save it in Lightburn if I ever want to engrave it, or I can go into File, Export, and export it as an SVG. Now, this is the workaround if you don't have the paid version and you end up saving it as a PDF and then convert it as an SVG here in Lightburn. Now, what's neat, so if I go back to Canva, okay, right now, this is all wonky. So let's say I'm working on marketing graphics and I want to change the color of the background. If I do that, you can see my little ghetto workaround here. Now, I could do two things. I could take my little rectangle and change the color, but that's kind of a pain. I don't want to have to do that every time, okay? Or I can just take the SVG that I now converted in Lightburn, open it up in here, and in there we go. In theory, see the rectangles aren't there anymore because now I got rid of it and cleaned it up in Lightburn. So I can change the color as much as I want, and I won't have those weird little rectangles anymore. So there we go. I'm excited. I have a logo. This is great. Now I need to come up with a color scheme. I want the colors to be very different from the existing TMWAL branding. So I got to come up with that. I'll probably look at color palettes in Pinterest and see what I like. I know I want warm earth tones. Another fun fact here, if you go into, let's see, actually it doesn't matter. If you're just designing and I come in here to the color palette, see how it already saves, it has all of my colors for that one with a laser saved. So whenever I am branding something, I don't have to look for the colors or try to find it. It's already saved and ready to like drag and drop into whatever I'm trying to customize. So that's kind of another really cool feature that I love. Okay, so that's my little spiel on how to start the logo. Don't forget to get your branding colors, choose your fonts. I still have to do that. Obviously, this Angelville font that's already defaulted here, I need to save that. This is called, what's it called? Josephine Sans Regular. And I might find like another secondary font that I can use. So fonts, color palette, logo, secure the domain, and start building out a website. Another cool feature, just FYI. So let's say, let me change this because it's not going to be that color. It's just white. You heard me talk about getting ready to start like a Facebook group for customers only. Another really nice feature, again, part of the pro account, is that it can resize things for me. So if I want to create an Instagram story, I can resize it right here. Whoops. So I go to Instagram story post, or that's square. Let's say I wanted story. Sorry. Instagram. So it will resize it for me already. Like that's kind of nice and an easy feature, so I don't have to like go out of my way, okay? And then I can make it bigger or something, and I can make a little announcement on my social, or I can resize it for a Facebook banner, okay? Resize it. There we go. Now I'm getting ready for my banner here. So that is something I use this all the time, because whether I want to make a Instagram post, so it needs to be a square, or a Facebook post, it's almost like a rectangle over a square. It's just crazy. So this this helps format everything for all the different apps and social media I'm using. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry, I don't normally ramble. I'm not used to just talking to the camera. So I'm interested to hear how you like that type of TMWAL content. If you have any questions or suggestions below, I would love to hear them. And that's all I got for you today, guys. So I'll see you around here soon over at That Mom with a Laser. Bye, guys.